You know, it's sad whenever you can't even use certain words and terms anymore. Things are changing, and there's things that we can't even say anymore. We can't even mention them. Listen to this testimony.
Some people don't understand. They think that YouTube banned my videos. That's not what happened. I learned about new topics that are now banned, and so what I did is I made a preemptive strike to remove those videos and make sure that they're over on Rumble. Any new video I've had come out, or most new videos that have come out here on YouTube within the past couple of years, are already at Rumble, but not all of my videos that are older than that, because it's just very time consuming to get all those up there. And when I realize I have some other important ones that I think are good topics that are not over there, then I will go put.
You know, it's funny how YouTube can tell you that there are strikes against your channel or whatever, or there's material that you've done that needs to be removed. But it would be also nice if they had, since AI is out and everybody makes AI sound so important, it'd be nice if they had AI to let us know what videos to take out. I have thousands of videos and I just can't go through to remove which ones they don't like so that I could be monetized. So it'd be all nice to be monetized, but it's not, there's no way. There's just no way that we can do that. So, you know, what are you going to do? You know, I am so glad that I'm not monetized. So if any of you want to donate to my ministry or what I do, you can look down at the bottom of my videos, and I have my Cash App and PayPal and stuff there. My email is RevEssie@me.com, RevEssie@me.com. So I'm just glad I'm not monetized, because when you become monetized, people can tell you what to do. I used to be the leader of a group where I live at years ago in the 80s, and we used to have African American festivals and things like that. And an elderly gentleman that I worked with, he used to be the leader of the group, and he told me, he was very wise, and he told me, he said, don't ever let somebody monetize you. He said, because when you do that, they own you, and they can tell you what to do. And this is exactly what's happening to people today. You ought to see the testimonies that people have of getting strikes on their account, on their channel, and things like that. And I don't want one. So if you see me doing videos about zucchini and hummingbirds or whatever, you know, my canning, it's part of what I do. I preach the word. I love preaching the word. It's what I do. So listen to this testimony. It's heartbreaking. And this woman cannot mention anything that is imperative to our listening, but she's trying to do her best.
I'm going to split hairs with it. We're going to split hers. I want to talk to you about something. And I've had this information for 2 weeks. And at first I wasn't going to say anything. I have to be very careful. By the way, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. I just filmed a video prior to this. This one will come on the tail of this one, of that one. We don't know. It's after Labor Day weekend. We have been working so much. What day is it? Do you ever have, you're like, what day is it? I know. So me and my little messy self today is going to talk to you about something. And I'm not really sure how much I can say. And, but I'm going to do my best to make my point. If you follow my channel on a pretty regular basis, this isn't going to be difficult for you to figure out. And I'm watching Olive literally spin circles in the yard, chasing her tail. We just got home. We ran some errands, and Gabriel ran in and let her out. So, and I'm about to go do the barn and get the evening barn chores done a little bit early because it's raining. So listen, I'm going to make this short and sweet. If you have followed our channel for, for several years, we've been we're going on 10 years now. Back in 2016, now listen, hang with me with this story. I'm going to try to make it sweet and short, but if you don't listen to the story, you're not going to understand where I'm going with this. So hang tight. Back in 2016, you can go back into all of my playlists. I have multiple videos about this, okay? My husband came down and became very ill out of the blue with congestive heart failure. Okay. Actually in September. So we're pushing an anniversary here. Whoopee. He very quickly, within a 3-day period, we noticed some health issues, and to make a long story short, he had to be hospitalized for well over a week or so in Knoxville. We didn't live in Knoxville at the time, but in Knoxville, literally with congestive heart failure. Okay. There was really no explanation at first as to why this was happening. My husband, up until that point, was in great health. Could he have lost 20 pounds or so? Well, sure. But he was in great health. Okay. You have to understand that for a long time, my husband literally could probably run through a brick wall. Okay. So for somebody like him, just to suddenly, what is going on here, was very scary, especially for me, as his wife and mother of, his kids and stuff. So, after a long series and stay at the hospital, every test under the sun, they found out or came to the conclusion of, okay, he has perfect cholesterol. He hasn't had a heart attack. He literally doesn't have any blockage. But he has a global attack on his heart. And after all of that, after several days, has he had a virus? So they came to the conclusion, the cardiologist came to the conclusion that they were pretty certain that a virus caused my husband to go into congestive heart failure. He was borderline needing a pacemaker. Okay. Well, they said, okay, you are literally, if you get just a hair worse, you're at 35%. A lot of people have less than that, but you're at the point where you would need a pacemaker. Let's see if we can get some medications going, maybe some therapy, very aggressive therapy, and see if we can get your ejection fraction up and get you through this. Okay. Well, that was in September. By Christmas time, he was in aggressive therapy, like for many weeks, every single day. Okay. Lots of therapy, lots of situation. It drained our entire savings. I mean, it was horrendous. Okay. He did improve. About 6 months after that, he suddenly became a diabetic. Basically was on the board, like, you're going to be in a coma if we don't get you insulin. It was out of the blue. So needless to say, my husband in 2016, 2017 was in a massive struggle for his health. Okay. He got a really good cardiologist at the University of Tennessee. He has an awesome endocrinologist, got him really on some great therapy and medications. And he was able to pull out of a lot of this. He was on insulin for about 3 to 4 months. He had to be, and he was able to get it under control. Now he's perfectly normal with that, which is great. So we have that. But over the last 5 to 6 years, even though his heart improved enough to where his ejection fraction was around 40 to 45, it held there. Okay. Listen to me. It has been there for over the past 5 years. He has done nothing to change his routine. He's lost a little bit of weight. He's gained a little weight. He bounces with that. No denial there. He has been on the same heart medications. He has had the same doctor. The doctor has been fabulous. The doctor recommended a certain item or two over recent years. And of course, my husband declined. The doctor didn't push it. Was perfectly great. So my husband is not, nope, never, no. Well, I have news for you. Okay. So let me tell you this. We got the dreaded, you know what, in, November of 21. My husband was very ill. And we started, well, I'm just going to say this generically. We did things that they told you not to do. Okay. Because we're little hellions like that. Okay. And I will tell you that there are things, none of this is illegal. It is legal in the state of Tennessee. You don't even need a prescription for it. And I'm going to be generic, obviously, here because of the, content here on this platform.
And this is why I'm very careful of what I put on my channel, because years ago, I wrote them and asked them if they can help me make 2 channels with my religious content on one channel and my personal content on the other channel. And I thought they were going to help me. And I got a email back from YouTube saying, we took care of the problem for you. And I wrote back and I said, what do you mean? What did you do? And they struck me with impersonation and shut down my channel. I cried. That hurt me because I had a lot of content on there that I was doing for like singers and groups and churches and things like that. They shut it down and said I was impersonating Rev Esther R. Scott. This is why I'm very careful with my channel, and from now on I will be careful with what I say. And to add, this is also why I am very, very glad that I keep copies of all of my videos that I've ever made. I would say about 98% of them. So if, pray to God that never happens again. All I asked for was help. And then in return, I got the email saying that I was impersonating myself. So keep a copy of everything that you do.
Well, my husband went for his annual cardiology back in June. He still has if you do an EKG, it does show abnormal. He does have damage to his left side of his heart, but everything, he's functioning, right? And they said, okay, well, we want you to have an echocardiogram because we want to know what your ejection fraction is. It's time for you to go again. He went last year, the year before. He goes every single year, okay? So he went 2 weeks ago today. 2 weeks ago today. And he had an echocardiogram. They called the next day and they said, sir, we want to call you and give you an update and let you know that your ejection fraction is normal. We're at 50. Okay? 50, you want to be 50, 55 or above. You're talking about someone, and you're talking about someone who has done nothing in terms of cardiology, anything different. Nothing's different. He's been doing the exact same things consistently for the last 5 years. If he goes to the doctor, he goes, all my medicines are the same. Everything's the same. I've done everything the same. I've lost some weight. I've gained it back. I've gained some weight, then I lost it. But other than that, heart-wise, he has stayed consistent. So it's so funny because I got a phone call from UT, University of Tennessee, and it went to silence, so I didn't get the update. So they called him, and then I got the message or whatever, and I called him. I said, what's going on? Because me being me, I was worried that maybe something bad had happened or it was worse, because they never call back that quick. It usually takes a couple of days, not the next day. He said, well, I guess I'm doing a lot better. And I sat there for a minute and he was telling me what I just told you. And I said to James, James, why do you think that is? And it hadn't, how, no offense, you know how you guys are. I know, God love you. You open the refrigerator and you stare and you want to find the mustard or the mayonnaise. It's right over there and you can't find it. James hadn't come to the conclusion yet that I believe is the situation. I will tell you folks that we are very consistent in being the little hellions that I just told you. Okay? I'm not giving out any advice here. I'm not encouraging people to do anything like this. I'm not telling you what to do with your body. I am not giving none. I'm not. No. And I'm not going to answer any questions because that's not what my goal is. I want you to manage your own self. But what I said to James was, I said, so for the last year and a half, James, what have you done different? And he just sort of looked at me. He was like, I said, James, you have been consistently on the same heart medicine for the last 5+ years. You had some improvement in the beginning, but you've held stable and you're doing good. I said, but now all of a sudden you're just like Mr. Normal again? I said, why do you think that is? And he just looked at me. I said, James, what have you been doing consistently over the last 18 months plus that would be different than what you did prior to that? And he went, oh. Now, I'm going to say that I have no medical proof of anything that I'm telling you. Just like many people will say, there's no, I'm the type of person that's going to say there's no coincidences in this life. God is great. We have to have faith, and we have to use the brain that God and Granny gave us. We cannot be herded around like a bunch of sheep. We have to think for ourselves. And so what I want to instill in you is I want you to always think about what works best for you and your family, and to not let the public opinion, public stupidity, or anything on television persuade you or talk you into persuade you from doing or talk you into taking or doing something that doesn't settle with you, that doesn't seem right with you. Okay? You're going to have to be a free thinker beyond anything that you've ever seen in your life. Again, let me say this again. I have no proof of my opinion here. I just have my opinion. But I can't come up with a logical, my human brain, if I have to go with a science here, I can't come up with another reason why, scientifically, that this would happen. Now, people can improve with things over time. Somebody's going to argue that. This is true. This is true. This is true. Over time, things can improve with people. But I want you to understand that my husband is almost in his mid-50s. My husband is not the athlete that he once was when he wanted to run up and down the field at the University of Tennessee with, the football. He isn't as athletic as he was even 15 years ago. James admittedly will tell you, he battles with weight, whatever. So I'm just saying, while we live a great lifestyle, we do walk, we do things, this was a major jump and success for my husband. And I just want to say that I just really, truly, honestly want to recommend to you that you do what you feel is best for you, your family, and your body, and to think outside the realms sometimes. Okay. I have a lot of strong thoughts on this, and I have to be very careful of what I say. I just think that had a lot of people had access to a lot of the certain therapies during 2020 and 2021, I think a lot of people would still be here. Let me put it to you this way. Every single person that I know that got sick and took what I'm talking about made it through just fine. Fact. Now, there are other things too, okay? But I'm just saying, I do know of some people that didn't make it, it was very tragic. And personally, I think they were mistreated at the medical facilities. But that's my opinion. I'm not going to go into who's and how's and what's. That's in the past, and it's not my place to discuss people's personal business. But I'm just saying, I think we've learned a lot. And I want you to not be pushed around with whatever is happening now or what could be coming in the future, wherever and whenever that is. Okay? So I hope this video makes sense. I hope it helps you out. I am not telling you to do anything specific. I'm telling you to think for yourself. Okay? That is all I'm saying. I hope this finds a place in your heart and gives you courage to just think about a lot of things. And why certain things have happened and continue to happen the way that they do. And why would certain things that have been proven to be miraculous in a lot of ways be demonized? And, you know, I do believe that God honestly places us into scenarios and introduces us to certain people or doctors or certain things for us to learn from. So, like I said, this is just a little something to drop off with you, something for you to think about, and I wanted to share this with you. At first, I wasn't, and I have to be careful how I say things, and you know, I just want you to think for yourself, because this has been a pretty miraculous thing for our family in the past 2 weeks. Next to God, there really is no other explanation. I'm just saying, in my opinion. Take it as you wish. Like, subscribe, and share. Stay strong out there. Just keep pressing forward, okay? All right? Do all the things. Learn all of the things. Pray, pray, pray. God is going to lead his people. Don't doubt it. Guys, we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Godspeed.